Hi there. What does the recent arrest of the Russian spy Igor Danchenko in the special counsel John Durham's investigation of the 2016 election mean? Was Russiagate merely a dirty political trick orchestrated by Hillary Clinton to discredit Trump and win presidency? Or was it something much more sinister and serious? I'm Rebecca Koffler, and this is Censored but Not Silenced. Let me put in the context for you the recent arrest of Igor Danchenko, who served as the primary source in the so-called Steele Dossier. Steele Dossier was disinformation produced by a former foreign intelligence operative, a Brit, Christopher Steele. The dossier became the primary tool in the hands of the corrupt intelligence nomenclatura who served former President Obama, and it was used, this primary tool, to bring down the Trump presidency. It is clear from the 39-page indictment of Danchenko that President Obama's FBI was very well aware that Danchenko was probably an FSB asset. FSB is a Russian spy agency, Федеральная служба безопасности, which means Federal Security Service. It's a Russian domestic intelligence agency. Page 14 of the indictment states that the FBI knew that Danchenko was working on a project against Trump. And this is in quotes, project against Trump. Danchenko was soliciting derogatory information to include, and I quote again, thought, rumor, and allegations. This, however, did not stop Obama's FBI from submitting 4 fraudulent FISA applications to the federal secret court. This was done in order to obtain authorization for a 24/7 surveillance of Carter Page, a US citizen and former President Trump's volunteer advisor. He was surveyed 24/7. Another interesting piece of information. Igor Danchenko at one point worked for the Left of Center Brookings Institute, the same organization which was headed until 2017 by Strobe Talbott, Hillary Clinton's former Deputy Secretary of State. According to a Russian defector who was a very senior intelligence official in the New York Russian mission, the so-called Rezidentura, Strobe Talbott was a co-optee of Russian intelligence, meaning that he was manipulated by Russian spy operatives to advance, wittingly or unwittingly, the policy goals of the Russian government. Strobe Talbott denied these allegations. However, the Russian defector, Sergei Tretyakov, is a highly credible source. He ran all covert intelligence operations by the Russian state that were targeting the United States in New York City. So he knew the names of every single intelligence officer who worked for the Russian state to undermine the United States and to spy on Americans. Tretyakov, also known as Comrade J, knew the names of every single diplomat and intelligence officer, as well as the Russian, I'm sorry, not the Russian, other government officials who were betraying their own country, America in this case, working for the Russian government or unwittingly providing information that was helpful to Russian intelligence and to the Russian state. And that is the claim that Tretyakov has made, is that Strobe Talbot, Hillary Clinton's Deputy Secretary of State, was the Russian intelligence co-optee. Another piece of information, Igor Danchenko was introduced to Christopher Steele by Fiona Hill, also a longtime Brookings Institute fellow. Fiona Hill, a former National Intelligence Officer for Russia, or the NIO, which is the top Russia position in the entire US intelligence, went to work for Donald Trump. That was a very curious step on Fiona's part, because Fiona Hill is a long-time liberal. She was working for a long time for the Brookings Institute, a liberal think tank. She despised Donald Trump. Fiona Hill later became a top witness in the fake impeachment trial of her commander-in-chief, former President Donald Trump. So what does this all mean, ladies and gentlemen? It means that Russiagate was not only a dirty political trick orchestrated by Hillary Clinton and the DNC operatives. It was also, disturbingly, an intelligence operation ran on Americans by the corrupt intelligence officials serving under President Obama's presidency: James Comey, James Clapper, and John Brennan. How do I know all this? I'm a former DIA intelligence officer. DIA is the Defense Intelligence Agency, which is a military counterpart to the CIA. I also have written a book called Putin's Playbook, Russia's Secret Plan to Defeat America. The US government tried to sabotage the publication of my book because there were some inconvenient truths that I revealed in it. DIA and CIA blacked out 31 pages out of my book. In other words, they censored it. They censored it by weaponizing a legitimate process, the so-called pre-publication review. So here's some of their handiwork, ladies and gentlemen. Why this censorship in America? The corrupt intelligence officials did not want Americans to know how badly the intelligence bureaucracy mishandled the Russian threat, and also how they politicized intelligence and weaponize it in order to bring down the Trump presidency. And I reveal all of this in my book about the fraudulent intelligence community assessment, or the so-called ICA, that was signed only by 3 intelligence agencies instead of the 18th or 17th at that time. It was CIA, FBI, and NSA only. According to that intelligence assessment, the Russians interfered in the 2016 election in order to help Donald Trump become president. This was science fiction. The goal of Russia's covert intelligence operation was to disrupt the election in order to sow discord and foment unrest. They wanted Americans to basically fight with one another. They wanted us to hate one another. They targeted both sides. They targeted the Trump campaign and they targeted the Hillary Clinton campaign. Putin is agnostic when it comes to his hatred of the United States and of US presidents. He doesn't favor any US president except those whom he deemed weak, such as President Biden, or corrupt, like Hillary Clinton. As I conclude in my book, the American people were hit in 2016 with a double whammy. First, by an external Russian adversary and then by internal American foes. These highly placed government functionaries, driven by their disdain for the unorthodox presidential candidate and desire to displace him, neglected their mission. Instead of identifying and neutralizing threats to American security, they became useful idiot soldiers in Putin's war on America. If you'd like to know more, please order your own copy of Putin's Playbook, Russia's Secret Plan to Defeat America. Russia's interference in 2016 election, Russian cyber attacks on US government agencies, businesses, think tanks, and individuals comprise but a single page out of Putin's war on America. Putin's Playbook tells you all about his other tricks and tools and weapons, including kinetic options, which basically means the shooting war, as Joe Biden likes to say. Please check me out on my website, RebeccaKoffler.com. That is REBEKAHKO, F as in Frank, LER. Check out my other website, WhiteHouseDossier.com, and follow me on Twitter at Rebecca0132. Thank you for listening. This is Rebecca Koffler with Censored but Not Silenced.